All right, it says I'm live. All right, it says I'm live. Are we here? Is this working? Hey, along the river, yay! Oh my gosh, this is so for real. Okay, I wasn't sure if like it automatically started recording right when you hit the magic time slot or what, but this is super exciting. Okay, and I have this inside part of me that's like giant show and tell. I can hear you and see you. Perfect. Yay. Like I have these little things. So sorry for this box back here. I know it's homely, but I do a podcast in my reader writer world, and that's where I record, and I can't make it pretty. So I figure I would block it with my big noggin and let you see some of the fun stuff that's going here, huh? Yes. Okay, so this was my Christmas present from my husband. So last year I just had one light that had a stand that went like this and it sat on a surface, and I did that. But this has been a game changer. And I heard Gary Pilatark, or whatever his last name is, it's always spelled so crazy. I heard him say that the amount of money that you save when you invest in one of these, if you're willing to start your own stuff, is actually huge. So I kind of thought of it this way. I was like, okay, we'll get this. So I, of course, wrapped it into a Christmas present, because how practical are we? But I have some, you guys, I have had over 30 new subscribers in like 2 days. And so for me, that's like 10% of my viewership. And I know I've been actually doing YouTube. In April, it will be 2 full years. So I'm doing it because I enjoy it. And I'm doing it because I really am appreciating documenting the journey of being on YouTube, like my life unfolding, my kids, my families, all that kind of stuff. So it's become a joy to me. And so I kind of have a different reason. Like I don't necessarily need all that, but oh my gosh, you guys, to have that much growth in a couple days kind of feels fantastic. I also had this new experience, 2 of them. Do you guys, the comments are so fun. Along the rivers in here, Homestead in Idaho. That's the best part of this, is you get to see new channels and you get in there and you get to, and Crypto Nation, you're new to me too, right? From Connecticut. Okay, crazy. So I'm in Oregon. I'm in zone 8B. I have the advantage of getting warmer sooner, but I have the disadvantage of being very overcast. So sometimes we don't actually get hot enough for some things to grow. So there's an advantage and a disadvantage. So right now it's outside, it's 50 degrees and sunny, but it's the first days, yesterday and today were the first days that we've seen the sun in like 30 days, maybe more. So it can be pretty greenhouse gloomy, like packed in, but it froze last night. So I had to do that. Yeah, it's major. It's different. It's so different. And I feel like I use the zones mostly to know when I look at a plant to see if it could potentially winter over here. I look at it that way, but I mostly use the last frost date. So my last frost date is April 20th to May 1st, which is kind of in the middle. There's people who go before us and people who go way after us. So when do you guys start? Are you actually starting seeds, or are you waiting? Because it can be a hard thing to wait. But part of the reason I'm not waiting, hello, Smith family. I have 5 kids. Mine are older. My youngest is 16 and my oldest is 23 going on 24. So, and my 2 oldest sons both got engaged in the last couple months. And so we're going to have 2 weddings this summer. I am slacking. You're going to wait. Okay. What's your zone? When are you supposed to? You need to start them. Okay. So you're in the zone. Seems as early as January. February average frost free is May 15th. Okay. So you're in the zone. Okay. See, so sometimes I feel like, I've had years when I've started seeds ahead of time and they get so massive and it's so hard to manage how big they are before they get out. And I am the laziest up potter there is. So like I want to put the seed in the container that plant is going to be in until it goes outside. So like here's 3 little lupines, see? And actually this plant right next door, This is so cool. When I actually was getting ready to go on here, there was no green little seed popping out, and now there's a green seed. Like literally it happened while we were sitting up here. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Frost days March 15th. So one of the things that I really want to do is, so many times I have had to uppot some seeds. Like I feel like that's like a waste of time. I know you will find a theme if you watch me for very long, that impatience is an issue. And that part of the reason why I garden is because it's a something I can do that the impatience is leavened, because if you plant one thing and you're patiently watching it to grow, you will go insane. But if you plant 500 things, then by the time you've got the 500 things planted, then the things 1, 2, and 3, they're ready for you to see or harvest from. And it's just so much better. So I'll be waiting until after I get back. Yes, so you don't kill them. Okay, so my thing this year was because of the year of the weddings, this is the year of the flowers. So I am a total potager garden. I grow all the food. I'm having so much fun trying new things and growing old things better, because in the last 2 years, I've discovered the mulch method, back to Eden gardening, like lasagna, all that kind of stuff. So I don't start from scratch. I have so much stuff going already in there. Potting them, yes. It feels the same. You want to spend more time potting if you plant them in the little pots. Yeah, well, I would rather plant something new than plant the same plant twice. Does that make sense? So it's a symptom of lazy or logic, I guess it depends. But what I decided to do was, since this is the year of the flowers, I've always been a flower garden person first. But I have a memorial garden because I lost my mom in last September, and I'm going to show you some stuff about that. But one of the things I decided to do was to plant more perennials early, because someone of you out here on YouTube, I wish I could remember who, because I was watching and they said that when a perennial gets too big, then you can just pinch off the top, because the goal of growing a perennial early is to get a good, healthy root system. So you don't have to worry about it getting stunted by blooming too soon. Oh, you are? Okay, so I'm going to show you some. So these ones, I tried to do the ones that had cold weather or really long growing seasons first. Ooh, I'm going to drip on myself. These are pansies. So see, up potting is necessary, but I actually put these out in the greenhouse last night and they didn't freeze out. And so I'm actually going to just give them a couple more days in the greenhouse and then plant them out. This is a Bells of Ireland. And I have a couple of these out there already. They're happy this time of year. So that was part of my thinking, like, okay, if they're happy this time of year, then we should just let them go. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Look so these are snapdragons. And the cool part about these is it's seeds that I saved. So I will probably get a great mix of colors, like almost like tie-dyed flowers. But I don't care. They're snapdragons and they're beautiful. And they are so overcrowded in here. I should totally be up potting them. But I have noticed that snapdragons are a hardy annual in my zone, so that I can actually get these to almost winter over. Yes, I built a hoop house last fall, started lettuce, cilantro, kale, and onions. So I call it my greenhouse, but it's actually, it's a hoop house. It's the hog panels, but I put it next to my fence line. So I actually connected 2 hog panels to my fence. So it's a little taller and a little wider than it would be if it was just ground to ground. And it's working so good. Okay, perfect. Well, I don't mind as long as, okay, so I do have some giveaways that I'm going to do, and there is some seeds involved. And I don't mind. I have to see, I think I'll have to collect again this year because I think I might have planted most. But that's one of the things, that's actually the reason why I've been saving seeds, is I've been sharing them. I gave sunflower seeds out at Christmas time last year, and this year I gave out sweet pea seeds. And I do it just like as a stocking stuffer to a gift, like I put it right on the end. It makes me so happy. So what else do I have? I have lupine. So lupine is cold weather. So this is a little saggy. I think that's from the cold overnight or from the shock, but it's totally putting on new leaves and it's going to be fine. So there's 2 plants in here. Oh, you know what? It actually feels a little bit dry. Maybe I just need to water that sucker. But I'm ready to put these out too. So I'm going to give them 2 more days. We have 2 more really good frosts coming. And then I'm going to put them out and see what happens. So I'm all about, let's waste a seed. Rather than wasting a whole plant, let's waste a seed. So if you think about it, if you were to go to the store, each lupine would be $3 to $5. So you know, how fast are you going to pay for these suckers if you do it? Home propaganda, they're so different. Yeah, I hope so. I hope. Oh, have you? Okay, so I have I wrote myself a list, but I do not need the list. I'm just talking with you guys like crazy. So this is Alyssum, but it's carpet of gold Alyssum. So some Alyssum is annual and some is perennial. So this is perennial. I've got a couple containers of this for borders, and then my last one of these is these are California poppies, which what is a lupine? Okay, so a lupine. Actually, my kid drew that. Do you see that flower drawn on the wall back there? This is the Sports Hall of Fame for my kids that I have conveniently covered up, even though I'm a coach and it's all fun. So they're really tall, lupines that go really tall, and they have all the little flowers along the side, but they're pretty tall. They're like 3 or 4 feet tall, but they come up around here in the spring, like when it's still real cold outside. So these are California poppies. I've heard they don't transplant well. So there's actually only 2, maybe 3 that are going to make it out of here. There's some little ones, but I don't know that they'll make it. So I'm going to give those a try too. And I just figure the seeds don't cost much. So I have 3 giveaways. And if you guys have done a live before and you've done giveaways, how do you collect people's addresses? I would like to send you to my Instagram if you're a winner and have you just type it in for me. So finicky about being transplanted. Okay. Well, I put some seeds out. I did poppies out as well, so I should have both. And I think if you watch some of my old videos, I made a decision to, my chicken coop is a healthy chicken coop, but I made a decision to keep my chickens cooped up because they were scratching out so many of my flowers. And the flowers are as important to me as the chickens and the chickens' eggs. So I spent a lot of time making sure they had dust bath, that they have, you know, big water supply, big food supply, so that so I've been watching them for the last couple of weeks. Like, are they really happy? Because I feel like a bad chicken owner when they can't. Oh, you had them email me. Oh, email. Okay. So I guess that's a way to do it too. So email me. So my email is my name @gmail.com. So that should be easy. So first of all, here is, I'm going to do these sunflowers. I'm going to tell you something. I have a gardener from the UK. I'm not actually even going to remember her name. She just she's made a book. She's made a gardening book. And what I really like about her is she is in cold weather climate, short gardening season, and she has been playing around with things to grow that winter over that are edible. And so if you'll be watching my channel as you come, you'll see a giveaway. I'm going to have one of them come, and I'm going to get to do a giveaway. But one of the terms that she uses on a regular basis, I actually had to Google when I first heard about it. And I want the winner of this seed packet of these are Mammoth Sunflowers. So these are the ones I have, a ranch style house. We have 2 stories, but it came up to the peak of a ranch style house. So what is that? That's about, you know, I don't know, 12, 14 feet or whatever. These will grow the big ones, the big ones. And the word that I want you to define, so I'm watching my comments, is polyculture. What is polyculture? So get those typing fingers out. And if you know what polyculture is and you answered that question, you will be my winner of these little mammoth seeds. And there's about, I don't know, 15, 20 of them in there. And then I just have to figure out how to get your address because I'm new at this. So multiple types of plants in a bed. Yes, it sounds so simple, right? Because we all put lots of plants in one bed, but the concept is more the simplest cultivation or exploration of several crops of a kind of an animal. Look at you. Actually, maybe I'll make 2 of you. Along the river and Homestead Odyssey. Let's have you both be. Oh, you use Google. That's cheating. Maybe I'm going to make you answer the. I'm going to make you answer. Your first name is Chrissy, right? That's the weird part too, because I watch all you guys. I don't even know if I pay attention to your names, like unless it's like part of your, like Jess on Roots and Refuge. Obviously, we know her name, right? So Odyssey. Yes, we'll go Odyssey with you on this one. So you have to connect with me. You can go. I'm on Kara Grandel just on Instagram, And if you don't have Instagram, you can email me at my name at gmail.com. Google knows it all. Okay. So the other thing that you guys know, when you get my channel, part of the reason I think I've probably grown slow is because for me, gardening is my hobby. It's fun. And my primary job, my dream, the primary dream I'm chasing is to be a published author. And I am out on proposal right now. I am very close. I have news coming, I think. So you guys will have to watch. My Instagram is my name, Kara Grandel. So you just have to look me up. That's the way authors have to do everything. So it's kind of stinky because I just stuck gardens on the end of my YouTube channel because I think it's helping. But I have news coming. But that means that every once in a while in here, I have a little bit of carryover book information. So for example, that gardening book that's coming, who's going to tell me about who I'm going to show you guys, that I know how to help her with a book launch. So I'm like, sweet, book world collides with garden world, and it's so fun. And so I have a next prize. What do I write about? I write historical Christian romance. So think if you're a reader, old school like Louis L'Amour chick flick, or I like to write after they've crossed the Oregon Trail and they're in the Pacific Northwest, and so like trappers and loggers, bank robbers and stagecoaches, all of that kind of stuff. So definitely Christian fiction though. So it's when I say romance, I'm a romance novelist, I always have to qualify because we got no 50 Shades of Grey going on over here. That would not be good. For me, it would not be good for me. Okay, so here is my next giveaway along these lines is, and sometimes it's actually fun because sometimes the things that I learned, like last year I went on a kick of cheese making. I made mozzarella cheese, ricotta cheese, farmer cheese, and yogurts too. And I've actually made yogurt a couple times since because the people in my books have to do them. I need books that tell story about nothing about the next story. Okay, so what I like to do is have just a tiny thread. I want an individual standalone story that just has a teensy bit that crosses over, so you can have fun character, but you don't have to reread the same things over. I'm picky about that too. Okay, so this is a friend of mine, and she did this one, Waltz and the Widow. Oh, is this backwards on YouTube? It isn't. It looks backwards to me. How weird. I didn't know that you had an issue like that on YouTube. But on you with this is her debut novel. She's a friend of mine, and she gave me one of these to give away to you guys. Oh, it's fine to you guys? Oh, that's so weird. It's backwards to me. Okay, and she actually sent a little packet of California poppies to go with it. So a seed pack and a book is the prize, and I'm actually going to, it isn't backwards, perfect. And I'm going to ask a question again for this one. So get your typer fingers ready. And I'm going to date myself when I do this one because I wanted a question like everybody could answer. Since I have potentially 30 new people in here that don't know me, I thought I would need to get a question that like you could answer cold turkey, because then you could just look at me and try to guess. So you know now that I have older kids, 16 to 24. So you're kind of getting 23. You're getting kind of close to how old I am. But I want to ask you, how long do you think I've been gardening? How long? How long, how long, how long? So I'm going to let these answers happen. And I know the answer, obviously. So I'll wait a minute or two to let everybody get the number typed in there. And then we'll pick whoever gets closest by the end of this video. But then I really want to make sure I have addresses beforehand. 20 years. Okay, so while you're typing those numbers in, I will say that somewhere along the line, my mom, Tuesday, both hands, my guess, garden firm. Hi, Celia, yay. Okay, so she's a cross in from my writer world. Is that so cool? I did learn from my mom, but did I learn from her when I lived at home, or did I learn from her when I just in the last few years? Where did it cross over? So I lost my mom this last summer, and it's been a big part. And while you guys are still answering, I'm going to show you somebody this weekend at my church gave me a memorial gift for the passing of my mom, and it's kind of cool. So I really want to show you guys. So are you, I see the answers. I'm not ready to go. You know what? I might have to actually, because they're going to go up, and I don't know. Can I scroll up and down the comments? Oh, yes, I can. Okay, so I'll just scroll back. So this is a gift that was given to me. Are you houseplant people too? Because I'm a total houseplant person. So houseplants for me are like the winter's fling, and I basically just keep them alive in the summer, and then I value them in the winter when everything outside is dismal. I think that I use growing things to accommodate to protect against the winter blues. So this gal that I love, who loved my mom, she gave me this. So it's just starting. So you'll have to, it'll get better as it gets going here. But it's a house plant. And the very, very most precious thing about it is that the plant that's in it, my mom gave her as a start. And it hangs on the wall. So check this out. Is this the coolest thing ever? Oh, isn't that so cool? Historical book with her. She had a lot. Oh, mom must have. Yeah. Well, love houseplants. I have over the 100 years old. Started bought. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got to take a picture of that and give me a post so I can actually, because over 100 years old, that's, we're getting not quite back to my time period, but that's amazing. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so these are string of pearls. And so my mom gave her this start. And so she turned it into this for me. So this will hang up on my wall next to my other things. And so this is the memorial pieces. It always feels like when you have conversations about losing somebody you love, it always feels so sad. But what I'm really reaching for in my journey with grief is to find the things that bring joy. So like on Monday, I went up to my dad's house. I go up there frequently, and my husband got to go with me too. And we spent the time to like completely clean out and freshen my mom's garden, which she's a master gardener. She was a master gardener, and it felt so good to do something like that. I don't know exactly why, but it wasn't just the sad sorrow. It was a different kind of grief. And this brings that same kind of grief too. And a different friend of mine gave me a wind chime that has, on the little part that hangs down, it has a tribute to my mom on it. And so every time I hear it when the wind's going, I get this sense of, oh, happy memories, happy memories. I got one older than me, snake and spider plant of my dad's. Oh, okay. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to put this away real quick, and then I'm going to go back and pick the winner for the book, and then we'll make sure that you get the address to me. So that's the hardest part about giveaways, is making sure. Yeah, so I have something else to tell you about the houseplants too, so don't let me forget. Okay, so going back up, I actually think we have a winner, and the winner is Crypto Nation, because I have been gardening for 31 years, and I'm pretty sure 27 is closer to 31 than 35 is, right? Help me do the math there, people, because, I'm into the creative side. Math is the first thing that leaves. I'm good at math. It's just the first thing that leaves. Does anybody else say amen? So Crypto Nation, this is your gift. I hope you would enjoy something like that, or someone in your home would. Same, perfect. Yes, and the wind chimes, I know, they have to be a deep wind chime. They can't be that annoying ding, 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 ding. It has to be deeper. Okay, so, never been my strong suit. Yes, I'm going to tell you about it is. I told you I have rabbit trails. If you hang out with me, I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop. That's part of the reason why I think it's taken my channel a bit to grow, because I haven't settled in. I'm doing whatever's fun. I play on my YouTube. So one of the things, one of my future daughter-in-laws, and then another, she's how old is she? 20? I don't know, somewhere in there. She is coming in from Idaho. Same distance, girl, 31 to 27. Oh no. So how the heck? I thought that was 27 was closer. Oh my gosh. So I have 4 people. I can only do one. I'm still going to go with Crypto Nation, guys, because he picked me as being, oh no, I was thinking, yeah, because I was thinking he made me seem younger, but that's not going to work either. Okay, how do I do that? Can we just give it to Crypto? Are you guys good with that? Keep it clean and easy. I have one more thing to give away, so we can play around with that too. I'm going with Crypto because I don't know how to do it fairly. We'll just be nice. Is Crypto still in here? Oh yeah, he's still in there. Yeah, and he said yeah, or she said yeah. Crypto, What's your first name? Because I still don't know you yet. I just saw your things coming through yesterday. Okay, so I have these two people in my life. This potential daughter-in-law coming soon. She is coming in from Las Vegas. That's where she lived. And she has grown up in the desert. And her mom is a grower and a green thumb, but it's all desert. Yes, you can't go over. There you go. That worked. Under, not over. That's so funny. I knew it would be a challenge. I really did. So she's new to it, but she is a total, like she has a desire to do soap making. She has a desire to do lotions and lip glosses or lip, chapsticks and stuff. And she wants to do herbs and herbal remedies. Her mom is very into the essential oils and all of that, which I haven't cracked into. I have two, although the one I have is, I had lemongrass and lavender. And I used to get cold sores, and I don't anymore because I killed those suckers with those. So, maybe I should get into it a little bit more if they're that effective. But anyways, rabbit trail. She's new to gardening where you can actually be outside in the summer and have things grow. And so she she'll actually have a small garden space after they get married this summer. So Odom, how cool. Odom. Cool spelling too. Anyways, and then there's this young gal at my church. She's actually a daughter of a friend of mine, and she's only 13. And I gave her her first house plants yesterday. She has, well, it's not her first. She had sedums, but I gave her her first regular plants. And she is YouTube watching you guys. She is one of your biggest followers now because I'm linking you guys out there because she's learning. Because I just started having conversations with her this last weekend, and she's asking me a million questions. And the reason I'm getting her invited is because her parents just bought a home in the last couple years that is like a retired person's home where they had put all of the investment into the backyard and all of it. She has a completely intact master gardener's beauty. It has a gazebo, it has the portico, it has like a little garden shed, it has an outbuilding for chickens and a place for a regular garden, it has the in-ground water system, it has established gorgeous plants. She's basically just going to start taking care of what's already there. So then she zooms in on me and she's like, she went like this. She's like, Kara, I just want to know all the facts about all the plants right now. So I see at 13 that she shares my issue with patience. So one of the things that I was showing her that I did is, because of this is the time of year, is this has been one of my joys in the last couple of years. So obviously it's seed sprouting, and I do alfalfa the most, and I do mung beans and stuff like that. Frankincense, my best friend. There you go. This is the best thing ever because this makes it so easy. You don't have to have this whole plastic system on your counter. You don't have to do anything more than take the lid off and run it through the dishwasher when you're done. It's so easy. So basically what you do, you put your seeds in the bottom. Actually, I'm not going to tell you because my next video is this video. So I just wanted you to see the loveliness. And I just want you to know that for me, I like wonder. For me, gardens, seeds, growing things, the flowers, the animals that come with it, there's a sense of beauty and wonder that I like to cultivate. And this is one of those things. When I eat these, I particularly like them, tomato, avocado, and this. To me, it tastes like spring, and you can grow it all winter long. So one of these full bounties takes like about a week to do or less. And it takes less in the summertime. So this one is going to be my lunch when I get off here. I'm going to eat it up. And of course we have lettuce going on here too. So this is simply for the joy of eating it this time of year, picking it and eating it as we go. Inside lettuce, inside sprouts. But I actually want to show you something else too. They're so good. Candy jars. Yeah. Okay. So my next video might take me a couple days to get it out. So that's the thing with me. My video schedule is a little bit slower because it's secondary. I have to do writer deadlines. I have to do these other things. I got to play. So I usually use my gardening to barter with myself because I am self-employed. So I'll be like, okay, you get this done, then you can go feed your birds. You get this done and you can go plant this. And so, that kind of thing. So, and I actually want to show you. Okay, so from an old video, you have to watch an old video. One of my more recent ones is planting hostas from seed. So hostas are those big, huge green leaf plants that like dinner-sized plate leaves. And I actually did get some root started ones, but I have the same one. I keep dumping out the pot and breaking up the roots and making multiple plants, but it's the same hosta. So I wanted some different hostas. And my theory to self-medicate for my impatience issues is to do things that require patience. So I got hosta seeds, and you have to grow them, and they take a long time, but they're here. So there's actually like 12 little plants in here, and I may have to up pot them. I may have to bite the bullet and up pot them. But I'm very happy with this, and I won't be able to see their patterns until I can tell some are different than others, but I won't be able to really see their pattern until they get big. And it said that to not put them out until they were 8 weeks old. And so, and this is one of my secrets. I don't pay money for trays. If I have bought a plant in recent past, then I save it. Like if I get one of these guys, I reuse these all the time. But my new secret is to use, like this had mushrooms in it from the grocery store or whatever. So it's food grade quality, and I just plant right in there. So they take up more space, but space is relative to what you desire to plant in there, right? So this is like, I don't know, somebody brought stuff over to our house at like a New Year's party or something in that. And I use the bottom to plant in, and the top I turn upside down because it's not as strong, and I put other containers in there so they catch the water when it drips out. Yeah, I actually, in my video on hostas, I'm pretty sure I put a shout out to the people, but I never even told them. So if you go there, you can tell them that I did it. Microgreens in the winter. Yeah, it's microgreens is a fancy name. But okay, so here's another thing. Am I rabbit trailing too much for you guys? Is this fun? It's my first time. I'm like, it's like show and tell, and I'm just playing. One of my favorite microgreens to do is black oil sunflower seeds like this, but they don't work in the seed sprouter. You actually have to do them like in this container, in one of these, and then you wait till they get tall. So this one's done. I actually just harvested this, and I haven't planted it again yet. I missed one, obviously. But what I like to do is use this same dirt over and over. So this has like a million dead sunflowers in it. I just roll them over the roots and the thing, and I let it sit for a couple days, and then I plant it again. So basically I'm doing the deep mulch method right here with my little sprouts, so I don't waste it. And I'm a birder. I'm a birdie, and you won't know me for very long without realizing that. And Oregon is a great place to live to be a bird watcher. So I get the black oil sunflower seeds in my bird seed. Like it's the cheapest thing ever, because basically I'm going to buy it anyways for the birds. And you get like a 10-pound, 20-pound bag for like $10 or something like that. $14, I don't know. So, you know, this can feed people for a long time. Yeah. And so what I harvest them at this thing, and they have a great taste. I really like them. You do. Sweet. You guys are awesome. You guys know all the things. You know all the things. That's so fun. Yep, I'm in Oregon. I am about 30 minutes north of Salem and 30 minutes south of Portland. So I'm right in the valley. It's very lush and green. Do my chickens love sunflowers? Oh, yes. Yes. And so, the reason I put the picture of sunflowers on my thing is because it's the year of the sunflowers. One of the brides, one of my to-be daughter-in-law's flower is going to be sunflowers. And so I have purchased every which sunflower. So whoever was in here that was actually crossbreeding or whatever your own, I would love if you had some sunflower seeds to share. I can't remember who it was. I'd have to go back up and look. Milwaukee area. Oh my gosh, we are so close. Oh my gosh, that's actually weird because there's a couple. I wonder if we should do just a fun little gathering. Maybe. I'm the kind of person who would host that. I'm just afraid of inviting a psycho to my home. So if you're not a psycho, yes. But that gets interesting. Anyways, what I wanted to show you next. Okay, so one of the other things, okay, again, when you live in Oregon, there's a lot of overcast days. And so you have to kind of proactively chase the blues away. You have to keep the blues away. You train your chickens with them. Oh, Celia, you have chickens? That's cool. So I didn't know. Celia's from my book world, so like I didn't even remember that you were a big that you do. Do you do plants and gardening too? So one of the things I like in my windowsill, I have a little. My husband made. He put a wider windowsill in my kitchen window. So the kitchen window was narrow. We had the smaller, older building home that had the narrow one. So he put it wider so I can actually like do plant starts and do this kind of stuff right in my window. And obviously it gets out of control at times and I have to trim it back, but you know. So in the winter, one of the things I like to start is potato slips, sweet potato slips. So sweet potatoes, I have a whole video that teaches how to do it, so I probably won't get into that. But the one thing I do with my sweet potatoes is I don't just grow them for the sweet potatoes. I put sweet potato slips in my hanging baskets because they're so beautiful and they hang down and they're pretty hardy all winter. But I noticed something this year that I've never really even seen a video on, and I thought this was interesting. So sweet potatoes can be white or they can be red like the yam. So this is a red one, and each one of these little things is a plant and it's rooting up. And I have already pulled a bunch off of this one over here, but this is the white one, right? But check out the leaves. See the leaf on here? And this one, like, look at the leaves. Are those like totally different or what? What is that about? In my head, I don't know. I just thought that they would be the same shaped leaf. I never realized. But when I think of hanging basket goodness, which one would you pick? A or B? Because I have a distinct flavor that I would do. Although I will admit this one has been more drapey than this one. This one is kind of skyrocketed straight up and down. So I wonder if it would try to grow up instead of laying down. They are so different, but isn't it cool? So I'll just tell you right now that this is how I beat the winter blues, is having this sucker growing in my windowsill in my kitchen for me to see every time. I would put this one in here. These ones almost look like the imprint, like a chicken footprint in the snow or something, you know, like, I don't know, they're really cool looking. I really like them, but I'll probably end up using both because the girl knows how to grow them. So I do have a video on how to grow these. If you're interested, obviously YouTube has pretty much any video you can come up with has been done before, but yeah. Yeah, thank you. I so appreciate it. And the watch time is really, I want to be something that people actually enjoy. And of course, you can't really know that. So what else did I have? I have one more giveaway to do. So I talked to you. I'm going to do a quick little thing here. I got 2 of those done. In my update, for those of you guys who've been watching my mom's memorial garden, I actually got to plant some stuff out there. I planted peonies, red ones, pretty vibrant, almost the burgundy red ones. And I planted some dahlia bulbs, which I'm hoping there's enough sunshine there. So my mom's memorial garden is going to be partial shade all summer long. So it'll get, do you have tried ablutions? The ones your left reminds me of. I don't know, I don't even know how to say that word. Abutilons? I don't know what that is. Is it actually like a sweet potato thing? I love learning. That's the part. I think one of my hobbies is to learn things. So when you guys have entertaining little dumb facts, like when Roots and Refuge did the thing where her alpacas were breeding and the boy was singing, that was like the best day ever. I told 2 or 3 of my friends that alpacas sing to their sweethearts. I may have even done an impression of that noise. So silly. Okay, memorial garden. I did peonies. I did black-eyed Susans. Okay, so I've grown black-eyed Susan vines before, and that is a note. I'm actually going to write vines on here because I want to start those again. They need to get started. But I've never planted the ones that grow like a daisy, where they just is one bulk plant. Flowering maple. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess those are true. See, I have this weird thing, Celia. I don't really want to plant trees unless they're fruit trees. Does anybody else have that? Like decorative trees are like, you're just taking up my space. You're just taking up my sunshine. So I kind of have issues there. I would much rather have an apple that I've started with my own seed that's not even a good apple that I could put down by the creek where the deer are and let them have it than I would want to plant any kind of like spruce or whatever. We do have mature trees though. So I have a maple tree. I have some big mature maple trees down by my creek, and I was thinking about trying to do the tapping. But I want to tap and drink first. I know it's not sweet until you do it, but I just want to drink it to drink. Like it feels like the blood of a tree. How creepy is that? Decorative tree. Fruits and nuts. Yes. We have one decorative tree. Okay, so you guys get me. You get me. Yeah, so mine are so, but I'm not sure. Okay, so with the patience issue, when I think about standing over a boiling pot of water for hours and then sifting and filtering until it's all the way down, hummingbirds will love them. Yes, I feed my the blood of a tree. I know, is that stupid? That's like that's how my brain thinks. I have a very vivid imagination. That would be why I write novels, and it's my primary thing. Okay, so the joy of teaching these new gardeners. Oh gosh, it's so fun. I gave you a Hosta update. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, so I have one more giveaway to do, and then I'm going to tell you my goals, and I'm hoping you guys will tell me something you're real excited to do this year. So pack of sweet peas. I have no idea. Actually, we'll do the second longest. How long have you been gardening? Give me your years, and or not second longest. Somebody besides me is what I meant. Whoever's the longest gardener. How long have you been gardening? I tapped my maple tree 1 year. It didn't heal properly. Aww. Oh, that's sad because it was here when we moved here. Yep. Yes, if it's there. Now I have some trees that were here when we moved here, so those ones stay. 38 years. Look at that. Almost 4 decades. Isn't that? You have been gardening longer than some people who've been alive. We should be listening to your tips. Homestead, I will be coming to find you a little bit more. I haven't had a chance to go watch a lot of the people that subscribed to me recently, but I am a watcher, so that will be happening. It is my downtime joy. 49 years. They grow in a pot. They're annuals. Okay. Celia, you might have to come on my Instagram or something and tag me in a picture so I can see. Oh, that's the maple one. But is it a tree, or you said it's an annual? So I've been gardening for 17 years, and as a person, I've been gardening for 30. Goodness sakes. You guys have me beat. I'm the youngie in the room. Look at that. But I think Celia gets it, don't you guys? Heck yeah, I want to know. Can teach us 49 years. Oh, wait. 49 years with Celia. So Celia's, like I said, crossover. This is a sweetheart, sweet thing. She came in. I used to do Periscope a long time ago. I've had to do a lot of social media tricks in order to do the thing. So Celia, I'll need your address fresh because I think I've sent things to you before in the past, but I don't know that I kept your address. So, and these, I'll give you sweet pea seeds. Now, these sweet peas are special because I had never grown them before, and I found out that they were my mom's favorite flower. And I got seeds off of hers, and I grew them last year, and I saved a ton of seeds off of them because they're my mom's favorite flower. They smell so good. The smell, I am a big smell person. So, oh, you were raised by hippies. So you've been eating green leaves since you were a little bitty. All right. Well, how long? Because 38 years is the one behind you. Have you actually put your hand in the soil to plant your own in longer than 38 years? Be honest, Celia, because you know your life is on the line here. Okay. Sweet peas. So the one thing that I didn't know about sweet peas is I always thought that they were a really fragile annual that came on early in the spring and then got heat stroke. But here where I live, this thing was one of the first blooming flowers, and it was the last. I even had one that I planted in my greenhouse to see how it would go, and it was blooming in December. Blooming with the smell, savory smell in December. So much that she teaches. When you were 8. So cool. That's very cool. So I'm still going to do these to Celia because it's too complicated after that. So the thing I wanted to tell you about is my goals, and then I'll get off because, you know, you can only go so long in here. So my goals this year that you will see unfold, of course, the year of the flowers. And my goal 2 years ago was to grow enough flowers outside that I could cut as many bouquets as possible inside and have them anytime I wanted through the growing season and never have a lack of flowers on the outside of the house. I succeeded. I had that goal. Last year, my goal was the same goal, but I needed more variety and more color. Again, I succeeded. It was a little harder to succeed because my summer was spent loving on my mama, but it got done. And I did. I had lots of bouquets. And this year, my goal is to expand to the point where I can have, quote unquote, a fresh cut garden. So I want to plant so many that if these girls, if the blooms are on when they're preparing for their weddings and they want them for decorations, I don't expect to do their main bouquets. They're going to be way too picky for what I got for that. But I want to, and if I can grow those sunflowers, I'm going to have to succession, because I don't know if in my area, if I plant my sunflowers, I don't know exactly when they're going to be blooming based off of, the number on the back of the package is never the exact number. And busy with customers picking up the cars. You're still here. Sweet. Hot or not. Yeah. Well, so it's going to be the year of the sunflower. So flowers, big deal. My other thing I want to learn more about is drying. I did some winter drying. I collected some herbs in the winter and dried them and made my own Italian seasoning. And it's so much better than the stuff I get at the store. And it wasn't even it didn't have basil. It didn't have, I didn't have some stuff that I could put in it. So I want to mess around with drying my herbs. I also want to dry, I've done mint tea before and chamomile tea before on a very small scale. And this girl wants to put it up. I want to have teas, and I want to have some variety of my teas. So I am paying attention to the herbs that make good teas. And so if you guys have a favorite tea blend, let me know. I saw one that had like marshmallow stuff in there and all that. I don't even know if that tastes good, but I'm like, whatever you guys are doing for your tea blends, that would be awesome to know. My 2 years ago, my corn was fantastic. I love to eat corn in the summer off the cob, just like I like to have it like as a meal, like 2 or 3 corns and that's it. Like that's my meal, but I like to grow it because it's just so much better. So I did a fantastic section of corn. It was successful, very healthy amount. We got to do it multiple times, and I have a big family, so it was really nice. But then it was so tall, it shaded out one whole section of my garden. So I moved it over, so it was on the backside last year, and it did not thrive there because it was just that much shadier for them as well, because they're trees, too big of trees around the corner. So I'm going to move my corn outside of my garden space, and I have a place I'm setting aside for that. And I am going to buy some of the colored, the turquoise and the blue and the ones, but all of them about the sweet corns. I'm going to do one corn for popcorn because I eat popcorn too. And I'm looking forward to see, too short. Yeah. So we get it done, but it takes a bit. You have to kind of get on top of it. We have to soak those seeds ahead of time and get them, give them a couple days jump before they get out there. All of that stuff helps. And in that same area, I have room. So 2 years ago, again, I had a huge flourishing pumpkin patch and some squash patches outside of my garden because, they take up so much space. But last year, I had increased my chickens because last year my goal was to do the colored egg basket. So I went from having 3 chickens to having 11 chickens, and they thrashed my pumpkin patch. So I still have 11 chickens. They're in the coop. They're happy in the coop. I've made provisions for that so that I can go back to having a pumpkin patch and a squash patch. And I can imagine how beautiful it's going to be. So now if we can actually pull it off and make it happen. So that's a goal. Seed collecting has been more and more important because of this. This is my favorite part, to share. So sometimes it feels like silly to share a seed that you can just go to the store and get so easy. But at the same time, share the love. It's kind of fun. So if you guys have I've had a couple YouTubers, fellow friend YouTubers send me something. In fact, this right here, Tambra Duggar, she has less than 100 subscribers, but she's got a really cool garden. And she sent me coxcombs, and I haven't grown coxcombs before, and I started them, but I think that they will freeze out. I'm not 100% sure that they're cold hardy, and I was thinking that they were. I was thinking that you put the seeds out in the cold, and so I was thinking I'd get ahead. So if anybody knows, pretty sure these will die if they get out underneath the freezing temperature. So I obviously should up pot these because they got a long ways to go, but they're doing super good. Write down all the grandma's lessons. Oh yes, so many lessons. Focus on annuals for the first time. I normally am perennial all the way, but that's a long story. I've been a blend of both. And when I was cleaning out my mom's garden, she had the organized chaos down to an art. And she had on her back patio, she actually, on the rail of her patio, she had put these almost, what are they called? I want to say conduit, but they're like they're big pipes like this that are bumpy. They're black and they're bumpy, and they cut them in half and then tip them up and fill them up with dirt. And so and then she put those around, she reinforced her rail on her deck, and she put that there, and she would put stuff in there. And then behind that, it was up on the second story as their deck. From below, they had a big steel post with like a wheel on top that's been welded. That's the way my dad does things. He does things all the way right, to hold the wisteria. So the wisteria can support itself and it would stay off the house and not pull the house down. So when you sit in their back deck, you have all of her pots and plants that are from on the deck. Then you have the rail, all this green budgeting over in colors and this and that. And then you have, but behind that, you had this huge wisteria bush that was just green. And then they were avid hummingbird and bird feeders. So it had this total, it was just a special spot. And so I am recreating my version of it, which is different. It's a bigger scale. So I'm trying to close in a little area of my backyard and get that secret garden feel where you have the bird activity and the animal activity, but you kind of get that in. And so if you want to watch my memorial garden videos, you'll see that process. You lost your basil last year? Okay, basil for us is an annual. I lose it every year. So where are you at, Celia? Are you in California? Because usually that's where people can grow that stuff. Your mom's garden is like my dream. Yes, it's so perfect. And so I have plans. I'm working on it. But when we were tending mom's front flower bed that was across of her house, when I was pulling out the stuff it was left from last fall, she had her perennials, she had her annual flowers, but she also had peppers and zucchini. And so you think about that. If you stick a zucchini plant in the middle of your flower bed, all of a sudden it has this huge leafed gloriousness. And I was like, I'm on to that. Now, I do have a dog, and they do like the cucumbers and the zucchini, so we might have a problem with that. But it does mean I am trying to do more of the perennials. So like basil year round is to bring it in or take it to the greenhouse. Yeah, see, I don't have a lot of house space. This is pretty much the house space that I can give to gardening. I can't bring plants in and out. I can cover them. I can mulch them in, and I can actually, what works really good is bubble wrap. I put bubble wrap around them, but then they're ugly as heck all winter long. Freeze. Oh, you put it out. Yeah, see, I can't put any of that stuff out until the middle of May, probably. So this was marjoram or tarragon, I think. And these little guys down in here are actually lavender. So like this time of year, again, beating the winter blues. I don't actually get depressed. I'm just very aware that the sun is absent. Smell of lavender. Oh, do you guys want to smell? Do you want to smell lavender? Because it's so one of my gardens out on one of the fence lines of my garden, I want to do lavender of the full length so that when it's on, it's like got that purple hue down low, and it's wide enough I can still plant stuff between there as well. So hello, She Moved a Mountain. I got a few extra little faces in here. It doesn't actually tell me like, oh, it says we got like 10 or 11 people in here, but that's pretty good. For me, that's pretty good. First time. So what I want to do now is sometimes when I'm on other YouTubes, I feel like really weird putting my name out there and like self-promoting, but I actually want you to. So what I want you to do is if you actually video on YouTube, I want you to write the word about I video. So you don't have to write I video, just put about. Because sometimes I think the algorithms don't like it when we actually talk the language of sharing each other out. So we're going to stay away from that. So I put about, and then write what you garden mostly about. Do you mostly garden about canning and preserving foods? Do you mostly do flowers? What do you do? Market garden. What is your niche? What is it that you do? And so we can find each other, because I just think that's part of the fun. She Moved Mountains. I thank you guys for showing up. This is thoroughly enjoyable to me. I might have to do this again. Was it worth it? Was it worth an hour of your life on here to do this again with the little show and tells, like everything going on? So, yeah, there's always just so many levels of this little stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to show you some more seedlings just because it's green and it's this time of year. So these are real peas. See, here's an upcycle. It's ugly as sin, but you know how many plants I have in there? And I'm going to take this, when they get a little taller, out to my greenhouse. And then I'm going to take it straight out to my garden and plant them puppies in. I don't have to plant anything. I just flop it out on the ground and untangle it. And these, okay, the seeds, the sweet pea seeds that I was giving away, these are them coming on. And I've already planted some out because they can handle the cold. So I'm having trouble starting delphinium. Does anybody have any delphinium secrets? Yes, hello. I think I'm good. I think I'm going to get off. I could actually, entertain myself by showing you everything else, but now I'm feeling like, yeah. So thank you. Thank you for those of you who are new to my channel for being so gracious. I appreciate your help sharing me out and doing all that stuff because it's part of the fun. But honestly, I really enjoy doing it. I really enjoy learning from you guys and sharing the community. So I'm going to do it anyways, even if I don't grow very fast. No need to be nervous. I am a talker, obviously an extrovert. You figured that out. So the part that was weird is all the mechanics. It's a little bit different than anything I've done before. Even though you didn't win, I know. Well, it was, you were Sunflower Sister, right? I could probably be your Sunflower friend anyways. So the people that won your gifts, make sure you get your address to me because I want to do this in the next couple days. And this is the part that I stink at the most is chasing the little detail afterwards. So blessings on you. And until I do this again, thank you very much. And we'll see you. Bye.